All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Coach D here, All Out Athletes. And as performance coaches, we have studied some of the best athletes and champions from all over the world. We have studied the mental skills and attitudes about what drives them to be the best. And once again, joining me on the podcast is a professor in sports psychology, author, great motivational speaker, and athlete igniter, the great Dr. Gilbert. So how's it going, Doc?
Everything's good. I got a story for you today.
All right.
Years ago, I'm teaching my sports psychology class, and there's a woman in the second row. Her name is Maddie, and I know she's on the field hockey team. But I always noticed she took notes like a machine. She took notes like it was her job. So I always need notes from my classes, especially if the student's really good, and Maddie's a good student. I said, Maddie, have you missed any classes this semester? And she said, no, I don't miss any classes. I said, have you been late? She said, no, I've never been late. I said, you've never been late to this class? She said, no, I've never been late to any class. I mean, any class in college? No, any class in my whole life. I said, you've never been late for any class in grade school, middle school, high school, college? She said, I've never, ever been late for class. I said, have you ever missed a class? She said, I've never missed a class. I said, you've never missed a class? 2 hours later, I had my freshman seminar class. And I said, how many of you missed the class last week? And 80% of the hands went up. And I said, well, all of you broke Maddie's record. So the first step is showing up. And the reason I'm telling you about Maddie is because it is possible to show up all the time. Maddie was sick a lot and she still showed up. So that's the whole thing. The first step to working out is showing up. The first step to being a good student is showing up. You got to show up.
But as we talk about, there's a great quote, and that is, it's the start that stops most people. It's the start that stops most people. So why are we stuck at the start? Well, we can spend an hour talking about procrastination, but there's one thing you can procrastinate about. Absolutely. There's one of the greatest things you can procrastinate about. Procrastination. Procrastination. So you want to get started, but I don't feel right. What are the 5 killer words why we don't start? I don't feel like it. I don't feel like starting. Just start. Or maybe your workout's too long. Maybe it's an hour and a half. Shrink it down to 10 minutes. Just go out, just get that mindset. I'm going out for 10 minutes. I'm gonna be the most focused, energized athlete for 1 minute. 1 minute. I'm gonna just get out there. Just start. Start today. Whatever you've been procrastinating about, that one weakness in your game, right? That one thing you need to do to be above the competitors that you've been procrastinating about because you don't want to face your weaknesses. Just start it. Doesn't have to be great. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's the energy and you focus that you put into that start. Get excited for your start. Remember the reason why you started this, why you wanted to start. Why did you want to start? You were passionate from the enthusiastic at the beginning. And now every day you start, and then you start to drop off and the start's not as exciting anymore. Now the start's stopping most people. Doesn't have to stop you. That start don't let the start stop you. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let the start determine how you feel. I don't want 1 minute. Okay, of course you could go out for 1 minute. Then that 1 minute may turn into 10, that turn into 15. Then maybe after 15 minutes, you're exhausted, you go back inside. And maybe 2 hours later, you come out and start again for 5 minutes. Just start today. You don't have to worry about later. Just start this morning. Start now. But get out there. Do the thing you've been wanting to do every day since we've had this long off season. Just get out there today.
So, of course, I eventually asked Maddie, I said, how come you've never missed a class? And she said, I love school. I said, how come you never missed a practice? She said, I love field hockey. Now, you might be saying, oh, this is too hard. I mean, I can't go to every class. I can't go to every practice. I can't love my sport. I can't love school. Well, if you think this is going to be difficult, if you think it's going to be difficult to show up all the time, imagine how difficult it's going to be to compete against somebody who does if you don't. If you think it's going to be difficult to love your sport, imagine how difficult it's going to be to compete against somebody who does if you don't. It's so easy to be better than average, but if you don't show up and if you don't have passion, you're just going to be average. And Coach D and I are at war against average. We don't want you to be average.
And that's why we're doing this podcast. We don't want you to be like everybody else. And I think when you signed up, I don't think the first thing you said was, I can't wait to be like everyone else. I think you had deeper goals than that. I think you're more passionate about being the best. But you got to get past that start. While the start's stopping everybody else, don't let it stop you. It's not stopping that competitor. See, we're not here for the athletes who just want to beat the athletes they can beat. You don't need to train for those athletes. You could already beat them. We're here to help you beat the athletes that you don't think you could beat. We're here to help you beat the athletes that other people don't think you can beat. And in order to do that, you have to start today. You have to start. Your competitor already started. Maybe it's 6:30 in the morning. But how many athletes have you gone up against and you said to yourself, I can't beat them? Yeah, because they've been starting while you were sleeping. That's the only difference. Why do you think underdogs win? Because they get a jump on their competition. They bring everything they can. They don't allow their mind to stop them from, are you going to hold back or go all out? That depends. You got to start first. If you don't start, you'll never get there. So why did I mention underdogs? What does that have to do with this? Because the underdogs start, they put it in their mind, we can beat this team. They already started. They already started thinking, I can beat this team. What do you start thinking in the morning? I don't want to go. I don't feel like going outside. What do you start thinking right away? What do you put in your mind? Just start. It's the start that stops most people, but you don't have to be most people. That's the choice you get every morning, every day. You can be different than everyone else. It's your choice. Your choice, Doc.
So what does it have to do with you? What you have to do is just worry about getting to the gym. Just worry about getting to school. If nothing else, I will make a guarantee. If you go to college, you never miss a class. I will guarantee you'll graduate from college. I just go to class. Don't even study. But you know what? Once you show up to every class, you'll start studying. It'll be magical. Like, just go to the library every day. I'm not saying to study, but if you go to the library every day, eventually you're going to start studying. Go to the gym every day. Don't work out. Just go to the gym. Find a nice lounge chair. Just sit there. Eventually you start working out. So just start. Just start.
So we'll end with this, Doc. Every morning you wake up and understand this. We're not born winners. We're not born losers. We're born choosers. The winners are starting today. Choose wisely. If it is to be, it is up to me. And it's all up to you. It's not up to what we say. It's about what you do when you leave this podcast. We're here for you to go out there and beat those athletes you don't think you can beat. If it is to be, it is up to me. And it's all up to you. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Hey, Coach D here. Thank you for joining us tonight. And in just 40 seconds, we're going to give you a sneak peek of next week's Think Like a Champion podcast, Thursday night, 8 p.m., the 10 words that destroy your focus and performance. And if you want us to come and ignite the fire within your organization, we do workshops, motivational speeches. We'll do podcasts live. Ask any questions you want. Just email us, alloutathletes@gmail.com. And if you want to hunger like a champion, Monday Morning Igniter, 8 a.m. I give a locker room speech to help you train like a champion. Here's your sneak peek for next week.
We're at war against average. We want to help you get to the next level. Now, it doesn't matter what the next level is. You might be a beginner. You want to get intermediate. You might be intermediate. You want to get to advanced. Advanced, you want to become a master.
We feel bad for those people who are shy, but I think shy is a lie. I think shy is a lie because that's not who you really are. Because when you feel comfortable and you're around your friends or you're in your room, that's when you're dancing, that's when you're singing.
There is nothing more common than the people we work with is a parent will call me up and say, if my son or my daughter, if they could play in competition as well as they play in practice, he won scholarship.
If it is to be, it is up to me. And it's all up to you. Not what they say, not what they think, but what you believe. See you Thursday, 8 p.m.